Hi Year 2. So this morning we are going to be finding the difference. Okay, so we're going to be looking at amounts and finding the difference between those two amounts. So let's have a look at our first task. So first of all, we're just going to remember how we find the difference between things. So here I've got two groups of balloons, group A and group B. So I want you to count them carefully and see if you can answer the question, how many more balloons are there in group A than group B? So pause the screen and see if you can find the difference between these two amounts. How many more are there in group A? Okay, let's have a look at the answer. So we can see that there were 10 balloons in group A and there were 6 balloons in group B. So the difference, you can see here, I've numbered them 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the difference between group A and group B. So the difference is 4, okay? So today we're going to be finding the difference, but not between groups of objects, between amounts of money. So let's have a look at our first money problem. Okay, so here we have two totals. At the top we have 45p made up with 5p coins, and at the bottom we have 30p, again made up with 5p coins. So what is the difference between these two amounts? So you can see I've made them into bar models. So at the top there is a bar showing that 45p, and underneath, lined up at the start, is the bar showing 30p, and you can see that there is a difference. The top group has more than the bottom group. So how many more? If you count how many more there is, you will find the difference. So if we pause the screen for a second and have a little look, and let's look at the answer now. So you can see that there are 5, 10, 15p. So if we count those coins, 15p more in this top group than the bottom group. So that means that the difference between those two amounts is 15p. Okay, well done. Now let's have a look at these two groups. So the top group has 84p, so made up of some different coins, and the bottom group has 30p. So if you have a look at the difference between the top amount and the bottom amount, can you see and work out which one of these is the difference? So is it 14p, 64p, 30p or 54p? So have a little look, pause the screen and see if you can work out the difference, how much more is in this top group compared to the bottom group. So look carefully at the coins and see if you can work out what the difference is, how much more it has. Okay, so I can see that the top group has a 20p and so does the bottom group, and I can see the top group has a 10p and so does the bottom group. So those parts are the same. However, the top group has a 50p that the bottom group does not have. It also has these two 2p coins. So if I count those coins all together, a 50p and a 2p and a 2p, that totals 54p. So I think that would be the difference. So let's click on it and check. Well done. So if you said the difference was 54, you are correct. So let's have a look. So you can see there clearly that these coins are what was different. So the difference between 84p and 30p is 54p. Okay, well done. Okay, so let's have a look at this problem now. So it's asking us to calculate the difference, find the difference between the cost of these two items. So here we have an apple that costs 10p and we have an orange that costs 30p. So the first thing I've done is I've drawn my bar models out. So there's my bar model showing 10p, and you can also see that 10p coin is there as well. And underneath, my pink bar is showing my bar for 30p, and you can also see the coins, and I've used 10p coins to make this amount as well, so 10, 20, 30p. So I need to find out what the difference between those two amounts are. So I've also got a number sentence underneath as well. 10p add something equals 30p. So this missing part is the difference between these two numbers. So you can see here, this arrow here is the bit that we need to find out what is different between this bar, this amount, and this bar, this amount. So I can count on from my 10p, so I see my 10 and my 10 is the same. So the difference here, we have 10, 20. So 20p is the difference. There's 20p more in this amount than the top amount. So 10p add 20p equals 30p. Okay, let's try another one. So again, we need to calculate the difference between these two amounts. So the donut here is costing 35p. So there's my bar to show 35p. And the cake costs 75p. So underneath, I've drawn my bar to show 75p. I've also got my number sentence. 35p add something equals 75p. So you can see here, the question mark, the arrow here is showing the difference, and this is the part that we need to calculate, we need to work out. So I'm going to use a number line this time to help me find the difference. So let me just get my pen. There it is. So I know the donut costs 35p, so I'm going to start on my number line at 35, and I'm going to count on until I get to 75p to see how much more I would need and to find out what that difference would be. So if I do my jumps, so I'm going to start on 35p, so that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. So you can see I've had to do my jumps on my number line. Each one of those jumps is showing 5p that I would need, 5 more. So 35p plus 40p would equal 75p. So the difference is 40p. Okay, so let's go back to that number line. You can see 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Okay, 40 more on my number line would get me to 75, which means the difference is 40. Okay, well done. Okay, let's have a look at this problem. So this time we have a cookie and it costs £1 and 25p. So it's not just pence we're looking at now, we're looking at a total with pounds and pence. So the cookie, £1 and 25p, and the gingerbread man costs £1 and 50p. So we need to find the difference. So again, I've got my bar models showing the two different amounts, and the little line here in the question mark is showing the difference that we need to calculate. And again, my number sentence, so £1 and 25p add something will equal £1 and 50p. So this is the part that we need to try and work out the difference. So again, I'm going to use my number line. And I know that both of these amounts have £1 in, so the pounds are the same. It's the pence that are different. So we need to find the difference between 25p and 50p. So again, I'm going to count in fives. So I'm going to start on 25 this time on my number line because this is my smaller amount. And I'm going to count in fives to see how many more I need to get to 50. So 25, count in fives. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So 25 more gets me to 50. So therefore the difference must be 25p. So £1 and 25p add 25p would give me £1 and 50p. So the difference is 25. Well done. Okay, this time we're going to have a look at something a little bit different. So let me just move me over here. There we go. So the question says, how many pounds less does Ben have? So we can see here, Ben has this amount of coins and Tam has this amount of coins. So the first thing we need to do is find out how much does Ben have and how much does Tam have. So if we have a look at Ben's coins, we have a £2 coin and a £2 coin. So 2 and 2 is 4. Then we're going to count on in ones because these are £1 coins. So 4, 5, 6, 7. So Ben has £7. So I'm just going to write that down here to remind me that Ben has £7. And Tam, we can see that Tam has got £2 coins, so we can count in twos. So she has 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. £10. So I'm just going to write that down here. £10. Whoops, not a very good O, but never mind. So I have made a bar model here that you can see the top bar model is showing Tam's coins. So I have made a bar model showing £10. And underneath I have made a bar model showing Ben's coins, £7. And then here the red arrow shows the difference. So you can see that Ben has got less than Tam. Ben's line, Ben's bar model is shorter. It has less than Tam's. So we need to work out how much less. So we can carefully count the difference and we can see we start at 7 and we count on to get to 10, 7, 8, 9, 10. You can see that there are 3 more, which means Ben has £3 less. Okay, so the answer would be £3. That is the difference. Ben has £3 less. He only has 7, but Tam has 10. Okay, well done. Okay, let's have a look at this problem now. So this time it's asking how many pounds more does Beth have? So the first thing we need to do again is count the 2 amounts. So I would like you to pause the screen and see if you can count how much does Jack have and how much does Beth have. Okay, so if you counted those carefully, you should have found that Jack has £10 and Beth has £15. So now what we need to do is find the difference between those 2 amounts. So this time I'm going to use my number line. So Jack has £10, so I'm going to find 10 on my number line. There it is. And Beth has 15, so I need to count on and see how much more she has. So how many more do I need to jump to get to 15? So if I go to 15, there's 15 on my number line, I can see that the difference between those numbers is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 5 jumps to get to 15. So the answer is that Beth has £5 more. The difference is 5, so Beth has £5 more than Jack. Okay, well done today everybody. So what I'd like you to do now for your task is in your home learning pack that was delivered last week, you should find a sheet and at the top it should say find the difference and it should have today's date, so the 1st of the 2nd, 21, and there will be some pictures of some bar models. There will be some addition number sentences with some missing numbers in. So I'd like you to have a go at seeing if you can find the difference and then fill in the answers on your sheet. And we'd love to see some photographs. So once you've completed them, take a picture and send it to us. We can't wait to see them. Bye!